Hello, LinkedIn. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending where you are in the world.
Hello, hello.
Thank you for joining us today. I am so excited to be chatting a little bit just about marketing and careers and things like that. It's a little different than my normal HubSpot content, so I'm so excited. And my guest today, and then I'll let you introduce yourself because as we discussed in the pre-show, I'm a stupid American who can't pronounce your company's name.
Not at all. So, my name is Grace Kwapong, and I work as head of HubSpot and CRM at a newly created agency in Norway called Røtter CRM, or
Not a
translates
chance
to
that was
Roots CRM. So, yeah, I'm very excited. Casey and I had like a couple of meetings, and we are just kind of talking about, oh, how did we get into this role? And we thought it would be cool to kind of share that, and hopefully if there are people who are interested in kind of figuring out how to get into a marketing role, maybe our experiences can be helpful somehow. So yeah.
So if you are currently in a marketing ops role, if you're looking to shift your career or start a career there, I hope we can provide some insight. So I guess we can just kick things off with what got you interested in marketing, or when did that become interesting to you?
Yes. So for me, I've always my parents like both went to business school, so I kind of feel like I had marketing books and stuff around me growing up, but it was still never a career I considered. I don't know why. Like was more I was good at math, but I was more leaning towards, I think, science for a very long time. And then at some point, I took like an econ class in high school. And I was like, oh, this business world kind of seems a bit interesting. So I was doing like kind of a double major in college for a while, doing management and biology as a major. And then junior year, almost the end of junior year, I kind of decided that I wanted to focus more on management. So that's kind of how I got started. And then I didn't really get like fully into marketing until kind of when I was doing my MBA. So we'll come back to that a bit later. But yeah, it was kind of where the journey went. So I could have been a scientist, but here we are in marketing.
Here we are. That's interesting. So neither of my parents come from business backgrounds, and I kind of talk about that a lot in my personal life and how that's a little odd. My sister and I are both now small business owners, basically. I always feel weird calling myself a business. I just don't think of myself as a business owner, but I am.
Though.
And I think that's shaped my world a little differently. And I just never even knew this was like an option for me, really. So my parents both worked in education. My dad worked in higher ed, in administration, and then my mom has always been an elementary school teacher. She retired a few years ago. And growing up, my mom specifically would always say like roles in schools that would be good. Speech pathology was something my mom was like very vocal that she thought me and my sister should consider. As we grew up, like all the time she would talk about that. And then for me in high school, I was part of the yearbook. And yearbook kind of became my life in high school.
Yeah.
So, I was really cool, obviously. But yearbook was a big piece of like my high school experience, and that a lot of that was business and marketing and selling the yearbook, but also designing the yearbook. And also we had to sell ads for the yearbook and things like that. And after that experience, I was like, I think I want to get into marketing, and specifically social media marketing was what I had thought. Mostly I liked Facebook. I liked Instagram. I can get paid to like be on social media. Sure, sign me up. Which I think is funny because now is someone like I don't do social media marketing very much now. but then I went to college, and I didn't major in anything my first year. I didn't commit to a major, but I started taking some of like the business classes. I thought I would likely do business and marketing, and I ended up mm, not quite double majoring. It's a little confusing at the college I went to. My major was in business, but we had concentrations, and I had two
Oh,
concentrations.
okay.
So I had a concentration in marketing and then a concentration in econ.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Um, but that's what kind of really got me interested in it. So
Hmm.
after college, did you go straight to grad school after college, or did you work before that?
No, so I worked in customer service. I kind of came out of college in 2010, which was still like in the depths of the reception from '08. So yeah, it was just like the job market was very different. And I worked in customer service for a cell phone company, which was really interesting because a part of it was like resolving customer service issues, like people's phones not working and new SIM cards.
I'm
I
sure I'm sure you
dreaded,
have a lot of empathy when people are when you're on the phone with service reps now.
and that was also when the iPhone or Apple came out with the iPhone that had the micro SIM for the first time, and I was like, the horror stories I could tell you of like people like snapping the card all the way and then like not activating. It was hell, but yes. That was my job for 3 years. And during that time, I was kind of like, oh, I think I might want to start a business. And my dad recommended like going to business school and kind of setting things up like while I was in business school.
Mhm.
And um, while I was there, that was when kind of I started sort of looking because I've always been sort of more traditional marketing, sort of looking. So yeah, more like, product marketing, product placement, like that sort of thing.
Mhm.
And so it wasn't until I was in business school where we had this teacher of mine, Gino, come to tell us about what he did for digital marketing. And he actually, at that time, was planning for the Super Bowl that was coming to Minnesota.
Oh.
So it was like, showing us like what they're planning in terms of ads and stuff like that. And it just looked so like amazing to me. So I was like, I want to talk more to him. But it was 2013 to 2015 when I was in grad school. So still, I feel like a lot of business schools were not really looking at digital marketing like that seriously. And so what got me into like digital was after I was done, I was like, I still feel like I haven't really grasped like what digital marketing is. So I looked for free certifications and found the HubSpot inbound certification at the time. Took that and I was like, oh, I am completely sucked into this new way of thinking where it's like, customer first and they're kind of the ones looking for information and finding you rather than sort of the full on sales approach, I guess, that we've had in the past. So that was kind of the journey from like generalized business marketing into more digital.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I I also out of college. Well, you had asked me this a few weeks ago about the
Hmm.
digital marketing classes. So I graduated my undergrad in 2016, and I
Hmm.
had one digital marketing class,
Yeah.
and I took it as a
So slow.
yeah. And I took it as a summer class, and it was my teacher for it was an adjunct professor. He actually worked at marketing at AOL. He now works at marketing for United. It was a really great class. Summer classes, I don't know if this is true in American in American universities. Like summer classes are kind of like they're easier. Um,
Right.
they're more laid back, and this was definitely one of those. It was very laid
Hmm.
back. It was a smaller class, um, but it was a really great experience. And I remember specifically, he had us like he create a whole social media campaign for a charity, a nonprofit organization of some sort. And so we ran. Um, just organic social post promoting something. And
Mm,
that was a very hands-on in a way that
yeah.
a lot of times classes aren't.
Mm,
But after college, when I graduated, I actually was looking into teaching English abroad, specifically in the Czech Republic. So I didn't really get a job right out of college.
yeah.
I was working at a pool construction company, and
Mm,
uh, then I didn't get a placement where I wanted for teaching English abroad. So I
mm,
ended up just hanging out at the pool construction company for a year. They ended up needing a new bookkeeper during that year, and my
mm.
boss called me to make a listing on Indeed for it, and I was like, "Could I do that? I'm just kind of hanging out. Like I'm not really
Right.
doing anything." So I became a bookkeeper. Um,
Interesting.
I hated it. I really hated it. I hated calling people. I hated sending people invoices. I hated asking for money. I hated people calling me for money. Um,
Right.
all those parts of my business that I still hate. And what actually happened is I just tweeted, I hate my job. And I might have used a cuss word in there. I'm not sure for certain. Um, and one of my college friends, Camille Bosley, who's still one of my good friends, like replied to my tweet and said, come work for me." And so I don't know if I tweeted her back or texted her or whatever, but I was like, so about that. And then I started interning. This was a year after college, and I started interning at the digital marketing agency she worked at, Web Mechanics. I
Mm,
didn't really mean to wear this today for that, but uh, I am wearing their sweatshirt now. And so, yeah, I started interning there, and that was kind of where I got my feet into digital
mm,
marketing. They at the I did a lot at especially while like interning. So paid ads. I did a lot of conversion rate optimization, like landing page,
yeah.
website testing, SEO. They were very had a very big SEO department. So I did
Mm,
a lot of that. But also they had at the time kind of a small HubSpot team. But luckily my friend and boss, Camille, was one of the leaders in the HubSpot CRM
mm,
space. And I say all the time, I just kind of followed her. I just
right.
She said, "Hey, Casey, we gotta make some emails in HubSpot." And I said, "Okay, let's do it." Not a whole lot more than that.
Yeah. It's like I didn't start working in HubSpot like proper
Mhm.
until like about 2017. But like once I took the certification, I was like, okay, let me try and see if I know anyone in my network who like has HubSpot in their profile.
Mhm.
So I found someone who had gone to St. Thomas, which is where I did my MBA in Minnesota.
Mhm.
Diane Colseth, who became like a mentor to me. But yeah, she had worked with at a HubSpot agency before, and so um, we didn't have HubSpot at the time, but she was still using the methodology and like all the um, sort of configured together programs that we had. So we're still doing marketing campaigns, and we're using Facebook Insights at the time to sort of do personas and things like that. So it's all kind of still the methodology of sort of trying to bring people in top of funnel and then sort of get them through to buying. So kind of got the methodology down before the system. So when I did start working at what was Inbound Norway and then became Avidly agency, like when I started working proper, then it was very fast for me to sort of learn HubSpot because I already understood the methodology behind it. I was just kind of learning the system itself. And I feel like that was kind of a cool way of coming into it. So if anyone is thinking about it, like do some of the free certifications that HubSpot has for
Mhm.
sure, because that's like a really good way of understanding theoretically what you're doing, so that once you're doing it practically, it's like, oh, I already understand how this kind of works, and this is the practical approach to it. So yeah.
Yeah. The certifications are huge. The thing I liked about my experience is have you ever heard of like a wide T marketer? I
Yes.
don't
Yeah.
So that was at Web Mechanics, at least at the time, that was kind of the methodology they were using for, especially like me being like
Right.
a newbie.
Mm-hmm.
So they felt like it was really important for the newbies to be wide T marketers. And so
Right.
for anyone that doesn't know, a wide T marketer means like the T is the long part. So you know about a lot of different aspects of marketing. So that's SEO, that's paid, that's social media, and so on.
Mm.
I don't need to. Let's just make a show that's me listing the types of marketing that you can do. That would be fun.
Oh gosh, that's
But the T part comes in, it's a capital T, to be clear.
right.
The T part comes in where you like deepen your understanding in one or two areas.
Yeah.
So for me, I started deepening my T in
Mm-hmm.
CRO and landing pages and things like that.
Right.
But as Web Mechanics built up their HubSpot presence and their marketing operations presence, I kind of shifted, and I'm like, I don't even know when that
It
became.
happened.
Yeah, I don't know when. And for a while, I was doing a little bit of both. But eventually, they had a whole marketing ops department, and I was the second person in their marketing ops department,
Right.
which was a mix of HubSpot, Marketo, Salesforce, and some of the other small ones
Yeah.
from time to time. But
We
HubSpot was
used
definitely,
Marketo as well.
yeah.
When I was working with Diane, because we didn't have HubSpot. So that was kind of our system that we used. But
I feel like working with Salesforce and Marketo is the reason why I became strong in HubSpot. Is I was like, yikes, this is terrible.
It's like you start HubSpot and it's like, oh wait, like there's a lot that's all like in one place, which is kind of cool. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I work with some new marketers sometimes, and one thing that comes up a lot is what they like about HubSpot is it's all in one place. And that's why I think if you want a career in HubSpot specifically, marketing in HubSpot maybe is a way of phrasing that. I think it's important to get those foundations of the pieces. Because now I work primarily as like a HubSpot admin consultant. But if I don't understand email and email marketing, sure, someone can send me email copy and I can put it in an email. But I might not understand the placements of the copy and the images and the ways to optimize that. I might not. And also, like, it's very common that a client will send me an email and I'll say, hey, thank you. I put it here. Also, here are some changes.
Exactly. Yep.
And that
The
I think
optimization piece
yeah.
is important. Yeah.
And that makes me a helpful consultant because I'm not just someone that's like crossing off things on a to-do list, and it makes me more valuable. So having that understanding, not only for the platform, but for the what goes into the methodologies behind those pieces is really important.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think also, just being able to sort of challenge people on even like what is the purpose of sending this email? Like, is it just because you want to be in touch with your clients, or like is there a specific goal? Like, are we trying to make sure that people know you have a new product or a new service? Is it for like even segmenting? I feel like a lot of people sort of forget that too, and they just want to kind of blast their whole contact list for just thinking, okay, who are your leads versus your customers? Like, just sort of breaking those down as well. I think that's
That is That's a huge piece. Yeah, that's a
Mm.
better example than what I used. Like, because it's way more common that someone will send me a list of contacts. Maybe they'll even send me the exact contact list in HubSpot and say, "We wanna email all these people." And if
Right.
you don't understand the principles behind it, you might email all those people and say, "No
Yeah.
problem at all. I got you." Um,
Hmm.
but and that's fine, and, like, there are plenty of people that have full careers just, doing that. Um
Right.
but to be transparent, if you want to make more money,
Hmm.
um, understanding the
Multiple things is helpful. Yeah.
Mhm, for sure.
Um,
I know one question I get a lot when I talk to who people
hmm.
is they want to get experience in HubSpot, but they're either their current company doesn't have it or they're a student and they don't have a
Hmm.
HubSpot account. Um, there's the academy courses. What else do you have any advice for those people?
Yes. So, one thing would be just sort of getting a free account and clicking around a
Mhm,
bit. I know you don't get access to absolutely everything, but there's still a lot you can get access to and sort of try your hand at it and start working on the pieces. And that way, if you pair that with the certification, then you can sort of start to understand, like, oh, this is what they mean, and this is how those things fit together.
mhm,
So that's one way. And once you have a HubSpot account, then you can also be a part of like the different hugs, which is HubSpot user groups.
mhm,
I think those are also really interesting. You can see if there's one in your city, but there's also online ones. And my favorite is the HubSpot admin hug because that one typically has people from like HubSpot agencies or HubSpot itself sort of either showing you like a new product release and sort of what their thought process was in creating it, or you can see how agencies are using it to solve problems for their customers. And I think that's also really cool. And then, um, yeah, you can also follow someone like Casey because she does a lot of like videos on like here's the new thing in HubSpot. And I know like you and Chris sort of talk a lot about like sort of challenging like what it can be used for and stuff like that as well. So I think that's also really cool. And I talked to one of my other mentors, Christina Hansen, about this, where I was like, I feel like I've made HubSpot into or LinkedIn into an echo chamber of HubSpot users for myself or CRM users generally.
mhm,
So I can also see there like how different people are approaching certain things and don't think like HubSpot only. Like if you're trying to learn sort of CRM and digital marketing, like
mhm.
definitely follow people who use other systems as well because there's always some methodology somewhere that could be used in HubSpot as well. So I think that is also a good way of sort of expanding your knowledge base on, yeah, just thought processes as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think those are all good call outs. I agree. My LinkedIn is now just an echo chamber of HubSpot, which I mean, from where my career is right now, makes sense and is really
Hmm.
helpful.
Yeah.
But starting out, it would definitely be more limiting.
Hmm.
And as my mom likes to tell me sometimes, what happens if HubSpot stops, being the top platform?
Exactly.
Um,
Yeah.
so thank you, mom, for believing in me every day. You should have been a speech pathologist. That's never going to go out of business. There's a
Very true.
There's a few more resources I was just gonna call out,
Hmm.
real quick. Add to stage. Um, there's this micro internships program, that HubSpot
Yes.
does. Especially I think this might just be for college students,
Mm.
um, but you can if you're in I think if you're in college, my understanding, um, HubSpot will help you find these like micro internships, which will give you some hands-on HubSpot experience. And I for short-term projects, 5 to 20 hours. Um, I'm not sure if these are paid or not. I don't want to say either way. I was about to say either way, but I'm not sure. Read the page. I'll link it in the event.
Yeah.
Um, there's also the HubSpot Academy. In addition to the HubSpot Academy, there's HubSpot Academy boot camps.
Yes.
these are especially helpful if you feel like you have the basics under your belt and you're just
Mhm.
looking to like up level a little bit. They're more involved
Yeah.
than the academy courses, but they're really helpful and in my opinion, a great way to network with people
Mhm.
who will not only connect you to other job opportunities potentially, but just get a network of people. The Super Admin Boot Camp is my favorite.
Yeah.
I've taken the RevOps Boot Camp. They
I've
do,
done both Super Admin and RevOps, and I highly recommend those.
yeah.
And I'm looking at doing some other ones as well. I'm actually redoing the Super Admin one, just because I did it like almost 3 years ago. So I just kind of wanted to do a refresher of like things to think about and stuff. So
And then, yeah, you mentioned the user groups. There's a
yes,
page here. Sprocketeers also is a great community. That's a Slack
yeah,
community. I'll put links to this all in the comments of this event. But if you want to just connect with people, there's job boards on there too. So those will have some listings. And then the last thing I was going to recommend, if you're looking to like start a career here, what I would do if it was me, is go to the HubSpot solutions directory, look at the partners.
hmm
If you're interested in like marketing, you can specify that. If you want to be a developer, or even there's people that do sales ops, things like that, you
yeah,
can filter down based on like kind of the role you're looking for.
Mhm.
But then there's a list of partners, and these are great organizations to
yeah.
apply to,
Oh,
look at
look,
their job openings.
there's my Avidly folks.
Yeah, they're right there.
Good place there. Yeah,
Obviously, not everyone is going to have openings at any
true.
time, but it's a great place to like start to look if this is something you're interested in. And
Mhm.
most of these agencies, this won't always be true, is they do multiple platforms. So they don't
Yeah.
always just do HubSpot. Some do. Some are just HubSpot shops.
Mhm.
But if you want to get experience in more than HubSpot, even using this list will still be helpful
Yeah.
to try to find some jobs that way
Mhm.
too.
And yeah,
But
just I guess just to like give people an idea of what some of those other systems are. There's like Marketo, which we've mentioned. There's like SuperOffice. Oh,
Zoho,
Soho, yeah.
I've used before.
Cardo,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, Also, if you want like what I'll call like a baby CRM, Active Campaign and MailChimp, they're cheaper. Um, Also, a lot of times if there's a nonprofit, especially a small nonprofit near you, you can volunteer even to help with theirs. And they might not be using HubSpot. They're probably using MailChimp or Active Campaign,
Mhm.
but it's good to get some of those foundations in from there. And there is discounted pricing for nonprofits with HubSpot. So if they need a
Yes.
bigger program, you can always look into that with them as well.
Mm. Yeah.
But
And I
it would,
think some of the like to call out some of the things in the HubSpot system that at least I feel like are sort of the selling points for why someone would want to join is like specifically like the workflow system I think is really great because you're able to sort of use that for marketing ops and for kind of interacting with your clients as well. But also, I do both marketing ops and sales ops. And so even being able to help companies sort of communicate between their marketing and sales teams, sometimes even helping with onboarding. So there's different tools that really make it stand out, like the reporting tools and different things like that. So
yeah,
yeah, I think that's why some of us are as big of fans as we are of the platform. So
it's a really all-in-one tool.
yeah.
It's very nice. A lot of the other tools will have marketing tools or they'll have sales tools, but hubs
Mm.
and then service tools,
Yeah.
Commerce Hub tools. Chris is probably not listening because I've talked too much about email already, but yeah. So,
Yeah.
all right.
That's
Well,
really
thank you so much
fun.
for joining. This was super fun.
Yeah,
And I
thank you
know
too.
I'll have you back in a couple weeks to talk a little bit more about HubSpot specifically.
Yes.
Keep an eye on that, everyone. I'm gonna have
Yeah.
like an events calendar probably at some
I
point.
know. We should get one soon for you.
It's like getting a little
Keep
chaotic.
track of everything.
Oof, oof. But
Thank you so much.
thank you, and have a
You're
great
welcome.
rest of your day, everybody.
You
Thanks for
too.
watching.
Bye.